So there's still all sorts of problems with EV adoption. The main thing, well, there's two things to be fair. There's range anxiety and there's battery health anxiety. Range anxiety. My EV only does 45 mile. I only use it to go into town and back really and round. And I went into town day before yesterday. I had a reasonable amount of charge left. There's 8 chargers. Of the 8 chargers, only 3 of them were working. So this one's working. That side isn't. That one isn't. That one isn't. This one obviously is. So is that one. But that one isn't. So 3. Only 3 are working. Well done, Preston. If there's 4 cars, you can actually stop at that charger. It's not a fast charger, it's just a reasonable charger. So for somebody else to wait for me to charge my vehicle, it would be 3 hours. So if there's 4 vehicles charging for 3 hours and you're out of charge, then you're snookered. But Labour, in their wisdom, you know, if you've got a 50% chance of getting it right, Labour will need 2 goes. Labour scraps 950 million EV rapid charging fund, first announced by Conservatives. 400 million to be set aside for on-street charging points instead of motorways, after RCF was mired in delays. The Department for Transport has said that electric vehicle charging at Wetherby service station in Yorkshire, the Department for Transport has said the RCF promise was unfunded. It was unfunded, yet they've managed to fund other things, pay people to take islands, other stuff that's happening in the news, which I don't want to go into. Labour ministers have scrapped a promise by the previous government for a 950 million fund for installing electric car chargers near motorways, instead setting aside a smaller sum mainly for on-street charging points. The Rapid Charging Fund was first announced in 2020 by Rishi Sunak, then Conservative Chancellor, with the aim of supporting upgrades to the grid so that more electric vehicles could be rapidly charged at the same time. However, it was mired in delays amid concerns it could unfairly benefit some motorway service companies. The Department for Transport said the RCF had never formally been included in budget plans, so the promise was unfunded. The Chancellor Rachel Reeves committed 400 million over the next 5 years to support the rollout of charging infrastructure in this month's spending review. After announcing 200 million for charging in the autumn budget, it is understood much of the spending will support on-street charge points in poorer areas. Because in poorer areas, that's where they can, that's where they've all got EVs. Isn't it? If you go on all the... I mean, I went on an estate in Preston yesterday. I didn't see one EV on this estate. Not one. What I did see was a load of ICE vehicles, like old estate cars and stuff, in, I don't know, some of them were in a kind of state of disrepair. But I didn't see any EVs. I didn't see any need for an EV charger. So range anxiety,